In this video, I'm going to go over what you can do to manage unexpected challenges during competition. Hey there, I'm Eli Straw, I'm a performance coach and the founder of SuccessStartsWithin.com. Unexpected challenges come in many shapes and sizes, right? These are distractions that you don't expect. These are injuries to your teammates. They're bad calls from the officials. They're weird things that happen with your equipment, with your game plan, just anything and everything that could happen that you don't expect that could mess with you during the competition. The reason that we want to be careful and we want to pay attention to and be able to manage these things is because they can very easily throw us off our game, right? So if we have something happen, such as the other team plays in a certain way that we weren't expecting, right? So we've got our game plan in place and then the other team does something or the opponent does something we were not expecting at all. Well, we need to be able to adjust to that rather than feeling like, okay, well now there's no chance of me winning because of that, right? If something weird happens with our equipment, we don't want to feel like, well, now all hope is lost because, my bat broke or because my cleats are messed up or something. We want to be able to adjust and to respond in a positive way. Really, when we're looking at unexpected challenges, whether they are equipment mess-ups, whether it's a bad call, whether it has something to do with the playing surface or the other team, no matter what it is, the reason we want to be ready for these unexpected challenges is because if we're not, they're going to lead to poor focus, right? They're going to lead to lower confidence. If you feel like you don't have everything perfect in order for you to play well, they could lead to fear because now you are afraid of making mistakes. And they can also lead to stress within your game. So what we're going to see is that if we don't know how to handle these in a good way, they're going to negatively impact our performance. And so the first tip for you is you want to prepare for challenges. Now, this is difficult, right? Because these are called unexpected challenges. So how can we prepare for something that we don't expect? Well, there's this really great exercise that I like to run athletes through when I'm working with them, in one-on-one coaching, which if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, I've put a link to that in the description below, where as we're going through this exercise, what we do is we work on thinking through anything that could mess with us, right? We think about what could be distractions that they face during the game. We think about what could cause them anxiety or stress during the game. We talk about what could frustrate them when they play. The reason that we go through this exercise is because we're starting to anticipate anything and everything that could go wrong. Now, this might seem strange because we're working on building confidence. We're working on having trust in themselves, being more in the present moment. So why would we want to think about all these things that could potentially go wrong? Because we don't just stop there, right? Once we think through these things, once we anticipate them, then we work on creating a plan for them. So the plan isn't too detailed because, again, we don't know specifics, but we do know generally what would you do if, a distraction messes with you during the game? What would you do if something frustrates you? What would you do if something weird happens with the other team? And then we talk through their response, right? How are they going to react to that? How will they handle it in the moment? What this does is it gives you a very strong sense of confidence, right? Not confidence that nothing unexpected will happen, but confidence that if it does happen, you will be able to handle it. So that's the first thing that you want to do. You want to work on anticipating any sort of challenge or any sort of unexpected thing that may occur during the game. You want to anticipate that, and then you want to think through, well, how will I handle that? And the thinking through part where you think, how will I handle that, that ties into the second tip, which is in the moment when you do experience these unexpected challenges, you want to focus on what's in your control. If something is an unexpected challenge, a large part of the unexpected challenge will be out of our control. For example, let's say that I'm a tennis player and I'm experiencing an unexpected challenge where the opponent is a lot better at their backhands where, I didn't think they were that good at it based on the research that I had done before the competition. Well, how good they are at their backhands is not 100% within my control. But what is within my control is the adjustment that I make or sticking to my game plan and just trusting myself throughout the competition. Right? That's going to be in my control. Same thing is true if something happens with field conditions, right? So I have an unexpected thing happen with the field conditions. That's not within my control. But how I think and the way that I play in response to that or any sort of adjustment that I make, again, that's going to be 100% within my control. When unexpected occurrences happen during games, it's natural for us to become focused on those things, to think about them, to worry about them, to wish they didn't happen. But that's not doing us any good when it comes to redirecting our attention and getting us refocused on what we need to do to play well. So you have to make sure that when these unexpected challenges happen, you focus on what's in your control about adjusting to it, honestly about just accepting it, letting it be, and focusing on what you can control about your game. Whatever it ends up being that you need to control in that moment to help yourself refocus, recenter on the game, and to play well. And tip number 3 is we want to reframe how we are seeing these challenges in the moment. It's really easy for us to see these challenges as frustrations, right? We might start thinking, why did this happen to me? This sucks. Why are they playing like that? Why did that official make that bad call? Everything's going against me today. And so we start to see our thinking and our self-talk turn negative. We have to reframe how we are looking at these challenges in the moment because, again, we can't do anything about these challenges. And I talk to a lot of players about how we are responding to mistakes when they happen in the moment. And the biggest thing that we have to recognize when we are wanting to handle mistakes better, and the same thing is true when we are handling unexpected challenges, is that once something happens like that, us thinking about it and wishing it hadn't happened is doing no good, and it's only keeping us from refocusing and playing better moving forward. And so with mistakes, we try to just accept that the mistake happened, reframe it into a learning experience, and then move on. And the same thing can be applied to unexpected challenges. So let's go back to the example I was giving earlier about a tennis player where their unexpected challenge is facing an opponent whose backhand is a lot better than they thought it was going to be. They need to reframe that challenge and not think, oh, well, now I'm going to lose because my game plan is all shot because they have a really good backhand. We would want to reframe that to, something like, all right, how can I still beat them? How do I need to adjust to their backhand? All right, this is a great challenge for me to work on adjusting mid-match. Right, so we want to see the situation more as a learning opportunity. We want to reframe the way we are thinking about the challenge itself, and that just gives us more personal power to be able to actually handle the situation. And that ties back into the last tip where you're focusing on what's in your control. Once you accept, hey, I'm gonna look at this situation differently. I'm gonna see this as a way to improve. I'm gonna see this as a way for me to, get better at adjusting, at thinking more positively in the face of adversity. When you reframe it in that way, you give yourself the power to then say, okay, well, what can I control about this? How am I going to get better? How am I going to adjust? And again, that's where you're focusing on those things that are within your control instead of being distracted by the unexpected challenge itself. So the bottom line here is, when unexpected challenges happen during competition, we really have 2 choices. Either we allow the unexpected challenge to derail us, or we work on handling it and managing it in a positive and productive way. The first step to managing and handling it in a positive and productive way is actually anticipating it before the game even starts. Now, we can't anticipate everything, right? That's why these are called unexpected challenges. But what we can do is start to think through, if distractions or frustrations or worries start to be experienced during games, how do we handle them? What's our game plan? What's our strategy? Then when they do happen, when they do occur, you want to take 2 steps. You want to focus on what's in your control, and you want to make sure that you are reframing how you're seeing the challenge in the first place. If you apply these tips, you're putting yourself in a great position to handle unexpected challenges instead of allowing unexpected challenges to hurt and ruin your performance. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I put out new videos each week on sports psychology and mental training. And if you're interested in any of the sports psychology programs I have available, I've put links to those in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of success in all that you do.